After a tough start to the school year, there will once again be students in the halls at Hartford Public Schools. The brief hiccup was an inconvenience to some families who are, though, excited to get back to somewhat of a normal routine.
They had to cancel that first day of school due to ransomware. It could have been a lot worse.
The first day of school delayed in the capital city over a ransomware attack targeted at the school system.
We are often the subject of cyber attacks. This was, however, the most extensive and significant attack that the city has been subject to.
The city says the breach occurred over the weekend. By Sunday, they found the extent of the cyber attack to be too much to reopen schools. One of the biggest impacts was on the city's bus system.
We have nearly 4,000 students that are expecting to come to school relying on bus transportation. Then we have to make sure that we make that available and accessible to our students.
Hartford Public Schools say the issue has been resolved and their system is once again accessible. The brief inconvenience was felt by parents, including those who opted to learn from home.
We were doing remote learning, but it still kind of threw us off because we got up early.
For single mother of 4, Karima Harrison, her 2 oldest children are ready to return to elementary school. She says the teachers communicated the issue quickly to them and they look forward to getting back to their routine.
And we need a new beginning to all this chaos and stuff that's happening and some more academic structure.
The Metro Hartford Information Service believes that no student or employee data was accessed or stolen during the incident. State and federal officials are looking into the attack.
The FBI is now investigating that because that is a cyber crime.
Hartford Public Schools thank the parents for their flexibility and understanding to this brief delay to the school year. Now, they did have to adjust the rest of the week's in-person class schedule, although anybody learning remotely is not affected.